Hi, I'm Wendell the Turtle. I'm here to talk to you about my friend the mimic octopus. The mimic octopus is from the kingdom Animalia, phylum Mollusca, class Cephalopoda, order Octopoda, family Octopodidae, and genus Octopus, scientific name Octopus mimicus. The mimic octopus is quite an impressive creature. It is extremely intelligent and selects the most threatening predator to impersonate for its particular environment. But why? Well, to evade predatory species. Most marine species will blend in with its background. The mimic octopus does not. Instead, it impersonates other venomous species. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about how the mimic octopus was first discovered. The first sighting was in 1998 at the bottom of a muddy river off the coast of Sulawesi in Indonesia. The primary locations that the mimic octopus inhabit are the Mediterranean Sea, the North Indian Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean Sea, and off the coast of Somalia. These octopuses prefer warm sandy seabeds and muddy estuaries. They hug the contours and ripples of the seafloor sand as they move. This prevents them from being seen by other predators. Their natural predators are mostly, but not limited to, sharks, eels and barracudas. The mimic octopus spends the majority of its lifespan in the benthic zone. Now, so far we have gathered much about this amazing creature, but I have yet to show you what it looks like. Well, I think I have kept you in suspense long enough. Without further ado, here is a clip of the mimic octopus.
Unknown until it was spotted, first by fishermen off the coast of Indonesia in the 1990s. It looked like an octopus, but it could morph its shape in an instant to appear as seemingly any animal around it. At first, no one had any idea what it was.
The first time I saw it, I just was blown away. You couldn't get a more spectacular animal. It really is the pinnacle of wizardry.
Biologist Mark Norman was the first scientist to study this seemingly shapeless creature. He named it the mimic octopus.
The mimic octopus makes itself look like a living, moving animal. So it pulls all its arms around behind its body and swims along like a poisonous flatfish called a banded sole. In other cases, if it's getting attacked, it puts 6 arms down a hole and raises the other 2 arms to look like a poisonous sea snake that has bands along its body. If that's not enough, it'll swim along looking like a poisonous lionfish with these banded arms looking like the banded spines that come off these very deadly fish.
So far, 15 separate species are known to be in the mimic octopus act, and Norman is not always sure exactly what the mimic is doing. He observed this mimic scuttling along the sea bottom, looking something like a furry turkey with human legs.
Sometimes it's hard when you watch a mimic octopus doing what it does to interpret what's going on. It's a bit like looking at ink spots in a psychiatrist's office going, I don't...
Now that you have seen the octopus and witnessed what it can do, you can all understand why this creature is so amazing and interesting. In fact, some people are so in awe of its abilities that many admirers want to add them to their collection. This has raised concern from advocates who argue against such practices. Now, for the million-dollar question, how do they change color and texture? The answer lies within the skin. Their skin cells can change pigment and also reflect light. These skin cells are called chromatophores. Lastly, I would like to talk to you about its love life. What? You didn't think marine animals could fall in love? How else would they be able to reproduce? Let's get down to business, shall we? The male octopus produces sperm in a casing called a sac. This sac is inserted into the mantle of the female. Sadly, the male dies 3 months after mating. On the bright side, the female produces 200,000 eggs which she carries with her. The female blows water current on the eggs to ensure that the eggs are getting enough oxygen. A month before the eggs hatch, the mother stops eating. By the time the eggs hatch, the mother dies and the young octopus spent their young lives at the surface in search of food. That concludes this lecture. I hope you enjoyed my cartoon and learned a few things. Thank you for watching. Time for a nap, then off to watch Straight Out of Compton. Me.